Hey there guys, my name's Amit and welcome back to DevDreamer. So guys, in this lesson then, lesson 6 of our CSS tutorial, we're continuing our study on the CSS selectors by now looking at attribute selectors. So if you're not too sure what attributes are, then do take a look at my HTML video in our HTML tutorial where we looked at elements and attributes. If you're comfortable with attributes, perfect, let's move on. So then let's actually put some elements onto our page first that actually contain attributes. Let's just go for some input elements. Okay, so let's say input, type text, that's fine, and just say placeholder text. Okay, let's go for another one, and let's just put this input field here with a placeholder of text inside there. Let's go for another one here. Let's do, turn caps lock off. Let's do input type. Let's do email this time. Again, let's put a placeholder on this, and let's just say email. And then finally, let's do input with the type of button, and let's give this a value this time of let's just say click me. Okay, so then on the screen then we have 3 input elements. We have a text input element, an email input element, and then a button input element as well. Now each of these all has a attribute of type with differing values. Let's now see how we can select these in our CSS. So let's head on over to our style.css file. Okay, and this is just some styling we've got in place for this title here. Okay, and over here then let's say let's do a comment. Let's just say attribute selectors. Okay, or rather attribute selector. So how do we select an element by its attribute? Well, first of all, we type in the element name. So we have input elements here. So let's just say input. Okay. And then in square brackets, we put the name of the attribute. So the name of the attribute we want to target here is type. Okay. So it's element name and then square brackets and then the name of the attribute. So again, let's just go to our HTML file here and just quickly show you. This is the element name input, and this is the attribute type. We're not concerned yet with the value of the attribute. We're just looking at the actual attribute. Okay, so this is an attribute of type. So we put input in square brackets type, and then here then we can do our curly braces, and inside here then we can do our styles. So let's just say border of 2 pixels, solid, and orange red. Okay, and as expected, all 3 of our elements have been given this border of 2 pixels, solid, orange red. That's because all of our elements have the attribute of type. Now let's take a look at how we can actually select an element by its attribute value. So not just its attribute, but also its value. So down here, let's just do another comment here and just say attribute value. Okay, and then let's first select our input type of text. So here then we'll do input, the name of the element, and then again in square brackets we just do type, and then now we just say equals, and then double quotation marks, the value of our type. So we want to select our input type of text, we just say text. Okay, and then here again we do space, curly braces, and we can put our styles in here. So in our HTML file then, we have an input with type equals text. And an easy way to do this is simply just to copy this. Okay, come back over here and just paste this in because it's exactly the same thing. Okay, so just input, square brackets, the attribute name equals, and then the value. So in here then, let's actually style our input type of text by saying, let's just say background color of, let's just go for pale green. Okay, so now you can see we have selected just this element here because only this element has a type that equals text. This has a type that equals email, and this is a type that equals button. So they have not been selected. Let's also select those. So again, let's now select the second one, the input type of email. So we just say input type equals email. Let's also change the background color of this. Let's change it to, let's go for this aqua color. Okay, so that's been given this aqua color. And finally, let's select the input type of button. So type equals double quotation marks button. And for this one, let's give this a, let's change the border on this. Let's go 2 pixels, solid, green. Okay, so now only this has been styled. And let's also say, let's give this a background color as well of Dodger blue. Let's change the color because we can't really see this click me anymore very well. So let's just change this to white. Change the font weight as well. Font weight bold. And let's also give this a cursor of pointer. So at the moment, if we hover over it, we have the same cursor, but let's actually change this to cursor, that is, pointer. Okay, and now if you hover over it, we get this little hand indicating that this is a button or something we can click. Okay, so that is how we can select elements by their attribute value. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing as selecting by just their attribute, but instead in our square brackets we actually say equals, and then double quotation marks we say the value. Again, it's just the same as it is when we write our attribute values in our HTML, like so. Okay, so that is how then to select elements by attribute type and attribute value. Let's now take a look at two more ways that we can select by attribute, and these are slightly more advanced, and odds are you're not really going to need to use them. It'd be very rare that you actually need to use them, but of course it is good to actually know them. So let's go over them. So let's just put some space down here. Okay, we're going to select our element according to whether it starts with something. So let me explain. First of all, let's head on over to our HTML file. And let's put two paragraph elements over here. So I'm just going to say paragraph, and we'll just say, I don't know, hey there. And down here, let's just say again, or we'll say hey there too, actually. Okay, and let's give this first paragraph element here, let's give this a title of the quick brown fox. And let's give this second paragraph element here a title of, I don't know, I am watching Dev Dreamer. Okay, so these two paragraph elements now have two different title attributes. Okay, this one says the quick brown fox, and this one says I am watching Dev Dreamer. Let's now take a look at how we can style these. So let's go to our CSS file. Let's actually just save this very quickly first. CSS file, and now let's do a quick comment here, and you'll understand what I mean by selecting by what something starts with in just a second. So let's just say attribute starts with, and over here then let's select our element first. So remember, to select an element we just simply do P in this case because we're selecting paragraph elements, and then we do square brackets, and then here we say title, so the name of the actual attribute, and then we do the wedge symbol, which on a Mac keyboard is on the number 6, so do shift 6, which gives this symbol here, equals, and then in double quotations here I'm going to put in I, okay, capital I, and then here we do our double curly braces, and now we can style this. So what do you think this is going to style here? Let's take a look at our HTML again. In fact, let's just do a quick split screen here. Okay, so on the left then we have our HTML, and on the right we have our CSS. So here then we've said paragraph, and in square brackets title, the wedge symbol, equals, and double quotation marks I. So we're saying that we want to select all paragraph elements that have a title attribute that starts with I. So which one of these two do you think it's going to select? Of course it's going to select this one, our hey there too paragraph element, this one right here, okay? Because this starts with I. So here then let's actually do something. So let's say color, and let's say Dodger blue. And as you can see now, we have colored in this second paragraph element here as it had the title of I am watching Dev Dreamer. Now something to note here, this is case sensitive, so if I were to put a small I here, this wouldn't work, okay? But a capital I, and it does work. So this is case sensitive. So this is how we can actually select an element by checking to see if the attribute starts with a certain thing. Of course, if we change this to then our first element will be styled with a color of Dodger blue, because our first element here has a title with attribute the quick brown fox. Okay, and again, if I did a capital T here, this wouldn't work because it's case sensitive. Okay, so that is how we can select an element by checking to see whether its attribute begins with something. Now let's see how we can do the same thing but for ends with. So here, let's do another comment here. Let's actually get rid of this. Say no split. Back to our CSS file. Okay, so here let's say attribute ends with, And for this, it's pretty much the same thing. So we can do a paragraph element, attribute of title, and then we want to say, instead of this wedge symbol here, instead we want to say $. So $, equals, and let's go for fox, okay, and then curly braces, and let's just say color red. Okay, so that's given this here a color of red. Let's actually change this back to I. Okay, so as you can see, the syntax for this one here, for selecting attribute that ends with something, is basically the same as the syntax for attribute that starts with. However, instead of a wedge symbol here, we use a $. And the reason why this first element here has been selected and styled is because, go back to our HTML, we can see that this title attribute here ends with fox. Okay, so that starts with and ends with. And finally then, for this lesson, let's take a look at how to select an element by checking to see if its attribute contains a certain word. So here, let's do again a comment and say attribute contains word. And here then, let's say paragraph, square brackets, title. And now, if we want to check to see if our attribute contains a certain word and select it by that, we do the tilde symbol and then equals. And then in here, in double quotation marks, we can say, let's see if it contains the word dreamer. Curly braces, and let's just do some styling. Let's just say text decoration, underline. And as you can see, our second paragraph element here has been styled with an underline because, if we go back to our HTML file, we can see that its title attribute does contain the word dreamer. Again, we're doing a capital D here, that's why it's worked. This is case sensitive again, so if we were to do D, then as you can see, the underline now has been removed. Okay, capital D, and it gets added back on. Okay guys, so that is how to select HTML elements by their attributes. We've gone over quite a lot in this video. So again, let's just recap. We looked at how to select elements by their attribute type, so just the attribute type. So here we said input type, and we gave it a border, 2 pixels solid, orange red, and all of our elements were styled with this because they all had an attribute of type. And then we looked at selecting our elements by their attribute value. So again, the way that we write that out is the element name, square brackets, attribute name equals, and then double quotation marks the value. Okay, so input type equals text, type equals email, and button as well, to style those. We looked at how to style elements according to whether their attribute started with a certain word or letter. In this case, we said I. And we looked at how to do the same thing, but for ends with. So whether the attribute of our element ends with a certain letter or word. And then finally, we looked at how to actually select an element by whether or not its attribute contains a certain word or letter. In this case, we had the word dreamer. Okay guys, so I hope you found that useful. That was all about CSS attribute selectors. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next lesson where we'll be taking a look at combinator selectors. I'll see you there.